of Time Show. Go check out that show. It's a great show. It's a great show.
New York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick Of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? The Knicks gave the Pacers that BTA. All right. It was not a close game. Finally blew out the Pacers 136 to 110. And we had big contributions from multiple places. All right, Karl-Anthony Towns had 22 points, 11 rebounds on the night. Jose Alvarado had 16 points and 10 assists with 2 rebounds. OG Anunoby had 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And Josh freaking Hart, without his buddy Brunson in the lineup, had 33 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists on the night. That's right, Josh Hart. Damn, he didn't miss almost. 12 from 13 from the field. The Knicks, they forced 17 turnovers from the Pacers. And after having an abysmal start defensively, they blow them out finally. It's not a one-point game. It's finally a freaking blowout. All right, and this is the wrong score over there. I see up there, but you get the point. All right, Knicks beat the Pacers 110 to 136. And I'm going to talk about it all: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Before I do, shout out to my guy Lee, who's tending some personal business, and shout out to the rest of the team, Ebony and Ebony and B, and my man Ryan G should be joining me a little bit later. If you are off the Josh Hart train, I'm wondering if you're back on right now. And if you are, I know my man Tim has something to say about it. All right, because Timmy is in the chat talking his smack. He says all Josh Hart stock applications will be funneled through Picks for Timmy AI application server. All right, that is pick4timmy at gmail.com. That is picksfortimmy at gmail.com for your Josh Hart apology forms. All right. Yo, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Oh man, with no Brunson, he's wondering where the scoring is coming from. Of course, we already know, like the Pacers, they already lost 13 in a row, but I'm glad we gave them their 14th loss in a row. All right, because the longest losing streak of their career, especially because I know the Pacers team does not like us. Their coach doesn't like us. So I'm really relishing in the fact that we put in that BTA. Even though we're supposed to win, I'm glad we won. And it wasn't always pretty because the Knicks defense to start was not astute. The 3-point defense was an issue. I just thought, me personally, after the tirade with Mike Brown went on last game about Golden State Warriors and the defense not being there, and how we should start off better in games, I thought after that little bit of speech that the Knicks would come out a little bit harder, a little bit more pizzazz, especially after the last post game. Mike Brown did not name a defensive player of the game, not at all. But the Knicks couldn't seem to get it together defensively. They gave up a lot of threes. Matter of fact, Pacers shot 61% from 3 in the first half, 11 of 18. I'm not gonna lie, I was concerned, but I wasn't all the way. I was not all the way like panicking, but I was concerned. I definitely was concerned. But I thought we was going to. I thought even though they were making shots, I thought we were playing better defensively than Golden State, but we still wasn't quite there. We forced turnovers, right? We forced 4 turnovers in that first quarter. Josh Hart got it going, but we did not quite get over the hump until the end of the second quarter and to the third and fourth quarter, where it seems like everybody collectively just locked in. And some of those ridiculous shots that the Pacers were hitting before, they weren't hitting anymore. Like, I think Jackson hit a 3-point shot off the off the backboard. I'm just like, oh man, what is happening right, man? Whose man's is that? You know you're having a good night when you shooting 3-pointers off the backboard, right? But we kept it up. We definitely kept it up, and we ended up slowly but surely slowing them down quarter by quarter. All right. I'm gonna talk about Josh Hart for a second. But just to give you some context, first quarter, Indiana scored 34 points. Second quarter, they scored 30 points. Boo. Then the Knicks scored, then they held them to 27. And in the course of the fourth quarter, when the game started to get out of their hand, Indiana was held to 19 points. All right. But I feel like Josh Hart was one of the engines, was one of the catalysts for this win. And Josh Hart, man, what can you say about Josh Hart? I know everybody, including myself, was contemplating benching Josh Hart for somebody, whether you thought maybe Shamet or Clarkson. I personally was talking about benching Josh Hart for Shamet because of his defensive acumen, his three-point shooting, the gravity he has when he's on the floor. It doesn't allow you to kind of double team Jalen Brunson and those guys. But Josh Hart said, I felt like he heard the noise. He was like, wait, hold on, hold my beer. I'm not ready to go to the bench yet. And he went off. He brought the Josh Hart energy that he always brings with the multiple rebounds. But today, I just saw no hesitation, not a thought, playing off pure basketball instincts. Pulling up from 3, 5 of 5 from the three-point line is Josh Hart. Also, multiple and ones today. And I felt like there was like an important sequence in the game where the Knicks they were up 17 points. And the Pacers cut it to 10, and you could feel the tension in Madison Square Garden kind of tighten up in the crowd's chest a little bit. And Josh Hart was like, no, calm down. Went to the hole, got an and one. Stops the momentum. Crowd gets back on the Knicks side, hits the damn free throws. And here's the thing: at this point, I'm looking at Josh Hart's points. I'm like, oh my gosh, Josh. Does Josh have 31 points? Does he have 31 points now in the third quarter? I look over like, damn, he got 31 points. My man finishes the game with 33 points. And it's only 3 quarters. So I'm talking to myself watching this game. I'm going self. I'm going, yes, Jay. I'm like, if Josh Hart keeps going, can Josh Hart get to 50? Can he get to 50? Can Josh Hart give you 50 points? And here's the thing, yo, and I'm sorry to take this back to Bam Adebayo, but this is why the Bam Adebayo 83 points pisses me off so much, all right? Because the Knicks are playing ethical basketball, all right? Truth be told, I feel like Josh Hart could have scored 50 points if he was playing for the Heat, because the coach would have left them in the game. The Pacers was tanking already, and Knicks would have went full throttle. Josh Hart would have 50 points. He'd be like, oh, career high 50-point game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the Knicks, we got to be ethical. We got to be ethical. So we took him out in the third quarter with 33 points and let everybody else play instead of letting him get a career high. It just has you thinking, how many actual players would score over 80 points, 83 points, if they weren't playing ethical basketball? I know there was a point when Klay Thompson scored 60 points and he was taken out early because they was playing ethical basketball. You know what I'm saying? Miami Heat wasn't playing ethical basketball. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But shout out to Josh Hart, man, who did a really good job. This is the type of game you want to see when you have 13 games left. You've been struggling for almost the entire half after All-Star break, and you want to see him hit threes and get into rhythm. We're using these games against these trash bum teams to get into rhythm. Perfect rhythm game for Josh Hart. And you know what else too? And even though Josh Hart had a great rhythm game, I do feel like OG Anunoby set the tone for us. All right. But hold on. I'm seeing people in the chat. Shout out to the chat real quick. Shout out to Dan Lit, BC B6Q. I see you, my guy. Shout out to Saddleberry. Shout out to Miss 6051. Miss says Hart trying to pull a Bam out of bio. He was trying, man, but coach wasn't with it, man. Coach was not with it. Coach is too ethical. He's on his Wimby. Wimbyana. All right. Josh Hart. Felicia Lee says Josh Hart is heart of the team, just like Starks was in the 90s. Too important to the team. Yeah, I see you. I feel you. Slow Runner says Bam didn't even shoot 50% from the field. That's a fact. 38 assists tonight without Cat, says it says B Willis. For sure. 38 assists without Cap is real. You know what? Which brings me to you know what? I was going to talk about OG Anunoby, but I want to talk about Jose Alvarado real quick. Because we're having a reclamation game. I feel like today's game, despite the slow start, was a reclamation game for a couple of people. One of them was definitely Josh Hart, but the other one was Jose Alvarado, because Jose Alvarado has not hit a three in like a month. I think I saw a stat that said he has not hit a three since February 27th. It was either 27th or 22nd. I have to double check that. But it's been a long ass time since we've seen Jose Alvarado hit a three. And I was really happy to see that Jose hit his threes this game, especially because Jose is a really good playmaker. A really good playmaker. A better playmaker than I thought he was before he got to the Knicks. He does a really good job pushing the pace, getting into the teeth of the defense, and somehow finding the way to kick the ball back out to three-point shooters. When Mike Brown talks about spray out threes, Jose Alvarado does the masterful job getting those spray out threes and getting so deep in the paint that people won't even think or believe that he's even going to spray it out. He caught Josh Hart for a couple of threes like that. He caught a couple of people a couple of threes like that as well. And he ended up with 16 points and 10 assists. That's a hell of a job for a backup. 16 points and 10 assists. 5 of 10 from the field and 4 of 7 from three, 57%. And it's funny because Mike Brown wants to play fast. That's what he prefers. But that is not Jalen Brunson's strength. Now, Jalen Brunson has been playing faster this season for sure. But I don't think it's Jalen Brunson's strength to play fast for like 4 quarters of basketball. He has to play fast for like a quarter and a half or something like that. Jose Alvarado, his body type, how light he is, he's built for speed. So I felt like the team benefited from him, from his pace, from his pushing, from him going to the paint. And I felt like the passing from him was contagious, which is why the team overall had 38 assists on the night without their captain. And I felt like the assists were spread out. OG Anunoby with 4. Josh Hart with 5. Karl Towns with 3. Tyler Kolek had 2 in his limited minutes. 4 or 5. Karl Towns had 2 assists. Mikal Bridges had 5 assists. Tyler Kolek had 5 assists. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Even Mitchell Robinson had 3 assists. So I feel like the pace, Jose Alvarado setting up his teammates, getting everybody involved, got everybody into a rhythm. And I think that rhythm helped us kind of weather a storm of bad defense. I believe he scored 72 points in the first half. And we needed every single one of those 72 points to win. If this is what we're getting in the playoffs, I'm really extremely happy with Jose Alvarado. Now, granted, this is a Pacers team who is depleted, who doesn't have their top guys in there. And actually, you got to give the Pacers credit because a lot of those guys did their thing. Kobe Brown, he shot well, 3 of 6 from the 3, 5 of 8 from the field. He was elusive. Jarris Walker, even though he pushed my man Shamet, I wasn't feeling that. He was a blur out there, 6 of 14 from the field, and he had 16 points. So the Pacers did okay, pushing us to the brink in that first half. You got to give them a little bit of credit, but the Knicks did a really good job adjusting to their speed, finally playing the defense that's going to stop them, and also pushing the pace back at them and kind of beat them at their own game. You know what I mean? Randu 1973 says Alvarado played his best game as a Knick tonight. I definitely agree. He did play his best game as a Knick tonight. Dan Liz says, I think coach should play or start Kolek more too. I'm definitely open to Kolek playing a little bit more, but now that Clarkson is actually stepping up a little bit, I don't know where those minutes are coming from. Man. Especially because I actually do like how Alvarado's playmaking. It's just been the shooting is just so bad. I just didn't know where to go with it. I just didn't know how to. I just felt like I felt like mentally he was on the hot seat, but I know the Knicks gave up pieces, so they're invested in seeing him do better. So I knew they was gonna give him every chance to fail, especially because he has playoff pedigree and he's done this before, man. He's done this. He's been done this. He's been matched up with CP3 going head to head, you know? So I knew he's gonna get a shot, and I'm glad he showed out today and had a really good game. All right. Salute to the chat though. I see we have my man Ryan G in the building. Joe from AC says, can I call in? You know what, Joe from AC? I can let you, if you're on video, if you go okay being on camera or whatever, I'll let you pop in for a second after I talk to my man Ryan G, if that's okay. If you're okay with that, if you're cool with that, let me know in the chat and I'll get you in there at some point. All right. But now it's time, man. It's time to add my guy, Mr. Ryan G in the building. What's good, Ryan?
Yo, what's good? Yeah, glad to see a Knicks win. Glad to see a Knicks actually smack the Pacers for once. I mean, it took a while. It took a while to get to that point, but I'm glad it got there. So happy to see that, and overall just glad for the win.
Absolutely. I'm gonna give you a briefing. I kind of already touched on Josh Hart and his omnipotence. Pretty much arguably the best player of the game today, maybe between him and OG Anunoby. What were your thoughts on Josh Hart?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Hart had a pretty excellent game. I mean, I'm not even going front. Like me watching Josh Hart drop 33 in the games, like me watching Bam Adebayo drop 83 in the game.
Yo, I was just saying that.
Yeah, like like I never thought it would happen, but it happened. So
he could have let them in for 50. If he left them in, he could have got 50. He could have.
For real. But I mean, 12 of 13 from the field, 5 of 5 from 3, and then on top of that, the game was close. And it's because of Josh Hart's explosion late in the second quarter that pretty much gave the Knicks that cushion that they needed to go on and win the game. So, Josh Hart was crucial tonight, man. And you have to give him his props. 33 points, like, that's crazy coming from Josh Hart. We don't see that often at all.
Often. When's the last time you even seen him score 25 points? I mean,
exactly.
Let's be real about it. So he's done a real job. And I was talking about Jose Alvarado, too, if you want to give your 2 cents on Jose.
Yeah, man. I mean, Jose, he had a pretty good game too. 16 points, 10 assists, 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. I think the most important thing about Jose Alvarado was the fact that seeing him knocking some 3-point shots. You know what I mean? Because I think the last, I don't know how many games, but I know they said his last 11 3-point attempts he missed. So just seeing him knocking, something, you know what I mean? That's going to give him some momentum going forward that you hope that, will carry on in the upcoming games where he's able to knock in his 3-point shot. And I think more importantly is the assist too. 10 assists, getting his teammates involved, because without Brunson in the game, you don't really have a lot of, guys that can create their own shots. So if the Knicks are going to put up points, then they're going to need, guys that can, find teammates, get teammates open and things of that nature. And that's what he was doing. He was finding his teammates in the right spots and getting them open looks. So, from that standpoint, Alvarado did his job. He knocked in 3-point shots when they were there, and he got his teammates open shots, in the flow of the play. So Alvarado had a good game tonight. I'm glad to see him just get out of that shooting slump.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the biggest beneficiaries of the Alvarado Dime Fest was OG Anunoby. I don't know how many times did I see OG Anunoby get like wide open standstill threes with his feet set. He got a couple of them in joints because of Jose. And OG is so dangerous attacking closeouts, especially when the threes is popping like that. Because, like I said, with no Pascal Siakam in sight, and especially if we have Cat or Karl-Anthony Towns out there playing 5 out, pulling Zubac from the basket, there is nobody who's going to be able to contend with the size of OG Anunoby. Pause. I could hear freaking B in my mind. All right. He's going to be contend with the size of OG Anunoby. All right. OG Anunoby took it to everybody's chest today, and he was just bigger than everybody. And I thought he did a masterful job just taking advantage of the advantages created by Jose.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, OG's another one, man. You know, when I think Alan Hahn had this crazy stat during the game talking about when OG hits 2 or more threes, I think Knicks like 28-7. Some kind of stat like that he threw in the game. And yeah, when OG's getting his shot going, that's just another guy that the other team has to worry about. And yeah, when OG gets his shot going, I think that even makes him even more effective going to the basket, because when teams have to worry about your shot, they have to close out on you. And then when teams close out on you, that gives you the open lane to drive by them and get to the basket. And you already know when OG is going to the basket, there's very few people that can stop him because, you know, he's a powerful guy. Like the only guy I've seen that can outpower OG is Kawhi. You know, he's really the only guy that I've seen that can overpower OG. So, yeah, man, when OG gets his shot going, that just makes him that more effective, because when he gets driving, when he drives to that basket, he's very hard to stop.
Extremely hard to stop, man. I kind of like what I'm seeing for OG Anunoby. You know what else too? I like the passing he's starting to do. Like there is a synergy formulating between OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson. I feel like the wing players really like to play with Mitch. Like I remember when RJ was here, they would have this little curl play where the big would screen, and then RJ would dive hard, and they would double RJ. He would lob it up to Mitch. It would be a dunk. I'm starting to see that similar type of chemistry happening with OG and Anunoby. And also, I'm starting to see it returned, because I saw this really cool play where they had Robinson kind of posted up at the elbow, and then they had OG Anunoby kind of curling and diving to the basket, and I'm seeing Robinson hit OG Anunoby with the cut, and OG Anunoby with the finish. I'm like, okay. I like this is the benefit of 5-out offense. You have Cat over here pulling Zubac out from the 3-point line. Then you have this is why I like the double big lineup too. Then you got Mitch trying to post, and then you have OG Anunoby diving to the basket. There's no bigs in there for inside. He is OG just taking advantage. I'm liking plays like that. When I'm seeing stuff like that, it makes you think, more double big. Look at all the stuff we can do with these double big lineups. I've seen a Mitch pass to OG. I've seen a nice Mitch pass to a cutting Karl-Anthony Towns. Like low key, Mitch got, he's like a little Mitch kid. Mason kid, Mitch kid. I don't know. It's something there.
Nah, definitely. I think Mitch has been showing this season that he does have some. He can make a pass, to set up another teammate, whether it's OG cutting to the basket today or him setting up Cat, for alley hoop. Like I think he's expanding his game a bit on the offensive side of the ball, and yeah, I like to see more double big too. I think the times I've seen Cat and Mitch play together, they've been highly effective,
man,
playing together. And I think also helps that Cat's used to playing with another big. In Minnesota, he played with Gobert a lot of times. He played that 4 position, so that's even a position that Cat is used to as well. Cat's used to playing with another big, so. I do think in the playoffs, the Knicks will utilize it way more. I can't see a series where, depending on matchups, where Mike Brown might be like, you know what, let's slide Mitch into the starting lineup and, to start with Cat, and fill out the rest of the lineup. So, yeah, man, like Mitch has definitely opened up his bag, this season. He's showing more and more that he can also be a piece in the offense by passing the ball and setting up his teammates as well.
That's one of the things I have on my Christmas list, even though it's not Christmas. What holiday is coming up next? My St. Patrick's Day list is my Happy St. Patrick's Day. Easter. There you go. Shout out
Yeah,
to
Easter.
Easter.
Yeah,
Easter. Yeah. There you go. This one thing I have on my Easter list is I want to see more Mitch Cat lineups, just to for them to get more reps in for the playoffs, because that dynamic, I'm loving it, especially with the improved Karl Anthony Towns offensive pedigree. It's even better because Cat now is shooting the three more confidently, even though he didn't really have a great 3-point shooting game today. He just hit some big ones a little later. But then also he's been really good in the paint. It's like the ability for him, because he's such much more comfortable offensively. I think it gives us even more room to play both of those bigs together, because there's more room for Mitch to roam. There's more room for Cat to be respected. It just opens things up more.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I think also with Cat's improved defense as well this season, I can definitely see, that lineup being highly effective on both sides of the ball, especially because when both of the guys on the court together too, they really clean up on the boards as well, because when teams put up shots and they're getting second and third opportunities with both of those guys on the court, those opportunities are erased, because now you have Cat, who's like one of the top defensive rebounds in the game, grabbing those defensive boards, and now teams don't have to worry about just one guy. They got to worry about two guys on the boards, because you have Mitch and Cat who can grab boards and limit second chance opportunities for other teams, along with playing good defense on the other side of the ball, along with the good chemistry that they both have. So yeah, I can definitely see this be a lineup that can definitely benefit the Knicks going forward.
That 1-2 punch, like me and you, bow bow.
Yeah, bang, yeah.
bow. Karl Anthony Towns, 11 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns, 11 rebounds on the night. Mitchell Robinson, 8 rebounds on the night. 5 of those being offensive. And this illustrates what both of these guys had 5 offensive rebounds. First of all, Zubac was all game horrible at blocking out. Like, I don't know. He should change his last name to Zubac, maybe so he can remember to box out sometimes, because I don't know how many easy putbacks I see Karl Anthony Towns just standing there and you're like, ooh. Like, ooh, it was like nothing. You have to work hard. But the old tip saying, to win the game, you have to win the rebound battle, you got to win the turnover battle, and I think the free throw battle. We out-rebounded that team. Let's see. We out-rebounded the team
49-36.
49-36. Thank you, Ryan. And we forced them into 17 turnovers, and we took care of the ball with 9 turnovers. And that was pretty much the damn game right there.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then when you look at the free throw line, 13 free throws for the Knicks to 7. And that is your ball game. Big reason why we won the game, despite them going off from the 3-point line. Those turnovers help. Those turnovers definitely help. Honorable mention to Jordan Clarkson, who was banished to the shadow realm, which is what I call the Knicks bench, for I don't know how many games, because he was getting outplayed by Mohamed Diawara for long stretches of time. We became desperate a few games back when we needed some offense. The coach called his number, and ever since then, he looks like he has not won any parts of the bench, because especially these last couple of games, I feel like I've seen Clarkson up his activity level when it comes to the defense. I'm seeing him fight over screens. I'm seeing him play better overall off-ball defense. There was even a play, Ryan, where he's fighting through a screen and he gets hit and fall, and like they call offensive foul. And Clyde is talking about the foul from the Pacers. He's like, yeah, Shamet does it all the time. Good job, Shamet, for fighting through that screen and getting an offensive foul. I'm like, yo, Clyde, you're so used to Shamet doing it that you didn't even realize that was Clarkson fighting over the offensive fouls. Like, I know they both light skinned and let me confuse them, but those two I don't get confused. The two I get confused is Clarkson and Alvarado. Not Clarkson, Alvarado. Josh Hart and Alvarado, when they both had the headband, those are the two I get confused for a long time. But I don't know how he mixed up Clarkson But Clarkson did a good job defensively again. And also, he's just been so efficient. He's known as a scorer, but he has not been efficient as a Knick. Today, he shot. Let me look at the stats.
5 of 9.
There you go, my stats and facts, man. 5 of 9 from the field. That is over 50%. So, yeah, I'm really happy with what I'm getting from Jordan Clarkson. Offense and defense. That's what I need.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's kind of bittersweet because it's like I like the way Diawara was going, and it's like I want to see Diawara grow. I want to see him, I just want to see him progress because it's like I feel like Diawara has the skill set that this team needs. You know what I mean? He can shoot the three, he can defend, he's a versatile defender, and things of that nature. But you can't really, fault Mike Brown, for giving Clarkson minutes because at the end of the day, it's like, I think when it comes to playoff time, you're gonna depend on experience more than rookies, and Clarkson has the experience. And if Clarkson's gonna play like this, where he's gonna play with more activity on the defensive side of the ball and still provide you that pop on the offensive side, then it's gonna be reasonable for him to be like, you know what? Since Clarkson's playing good, playoffs are around the corner, let me give Clarkson playing time to get himself back into rhythm and see what he can give me, going into the playoffs. So for me, it's bittersweet because like I want to see Mohamed Diawara grow. I want to see him get minutes. I want to see him get better. But at the same time, it's like, what, Diawara, he's gonna have his chances because he's a rookie. He's gonna get his chances later on. But right now, if Clarkson got the groove and he's playing better defensively, you got to give him the minutes.
Got to give him the minutes. That's what he's here for. Now, granted, like you said, Ryan, like I'm gonna pause this right now. I can hear Ebony and B right now. Let me pause this beforehand. I personally prefer. Let me say this better. I personally prefer the tallness of the errata. The other words I was thinking of, I was like, nope.
Yeah. It's still AO, but it's not that bad though. It's still AO.
I've observed the tallness of the Awara because he's a little bit more switchable on defense, and he can bother shots more. But like he still has that little bit of unpredictability as a rookie every now and again, and you don't know exactly where that is going to be during the playoffs. You don't know how to, because the playoffs are a different pressure, man. When you haven't been there before, you can be a deer in headlights, or you can be comfortable. You just don't know. So you don't know how he's going to respond. So it's good to have a veteran in rhythm while you're getting into playoff contention. Prezi the Boss says hi. Thank you, Prezi. That was a better word. I was so nervous about
a better word.
I was so nervous about getting AO'd. I just said tallness, height. That's the word. But yeah, bittersweet for Clarkson, man. Definitely bittersweet for Clarkson. I don't know if you want to mention anybody else. I feel like I mentioned the big. Guess we do gotta mention somebody else.
I mean, for me,
we gotta mention somebody else.
All right, who are you gonna mention?
We gotta mention somebody else. B's not here, so we can talk bad all we want. We can talk bad all we want because B ain't here and she can't stop us. That bum ass. We stop. Okay. I'll play it. Mikal Bridges. I was praying that he would get out this slump, man. It's been 40 days and 40 nights since he had a big game. He's been the top clutch. He's been the top corner 3 player in the NBA for so long, and all of a sudden he just lost all his magic. And his confidence is obviously not there. And I was hoping he would get it back. And I felt like the way he started the game, he just started off on a bad foot. Like literally and figuratively started off on a bad foot. Like literally one of the first shots, Josh Hart gave him an open layup. And you think he's gonna lay the ball up. he stumbles, twists his ankle, and falls into the cameraman's. And I'm sitting there going, not only has been bad for like 40 days and 40 nights, is he gonna like be injured for the next game now? Like, what's happening, right? I was like, is this Iron Man streak over? I thought he was done for. But homie got back up, and I applaud him for getting back up. He got back up and kept playing, and then hurt his shoulder like 2 plays later. I'm just like, oh my God. Ended up shooting like 1 for 6, and finally hitting 2 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. And I'm just like, okay, good, finally. But for Mikal, we're playing bottom feeder teams. Just use this time to get your confidence up, beat up on some bottom dwellers. Just get that mid-range going first, like Claude said, and work your way out. It's telling when he's out there on garbage time with the rest of the people because the coach is just trying to get him into some type of rhythm.
Yeah, man. Well, first and foremost, I know that Mikal's still in the doghouse at home. B still ain't giving him none after.
Damn.
I already know that, number one.
Damn,
number Number two, I was like, when I saw Josh Hart give him that open layup and he missed it, he twisted his ankle, I was like, yo, so the roots on the bridges, because I don't know what's going on right now. Like, what's like, did the monster steal his powers or something? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, man.
And the thing is, man, is like, I don't think it would be magnified the way it's being magnified if the Knicks didn't give up so much to get Bridges. It's the fact that the Knicks gave up so much to get him and he's playing like this. That's what makes it really, really bad. And you would expect him against a bad team like the Pacers where, you know, they have a lot of guys missing. You already know Pacers are the worst team in the league. They have the worst record. The Pacers aren't trying to win games. The Pacers, like right now, a win to the Pacers is a loss.
Right.
Because they're trying to go for that number 1 pick in next year's stacked draft. So you would think that this would be the game that Mikal Bridges would have the opportunity to really, you know, get going, especially the fact that Brunson's not playing. So with Brunson not playing, like there's more, you know, it's gonna sound bad.
More shots.
But there's more ball to go around. Pause.
Whoa!
There's more ball to go around. Pause. So, you know, so it's like you would think the more opportunities would be there for him to get his rhythm, but it's like, damn, like even against a bad team, even against a bad team like the Pacers, it's like you still can't get going, my guys. Like, what's going on? But look, hopefully by the playoffs, he could get himself right and get himself back on track. I'm praying, but it's not looking good right now.
Yeah, it's crazy when I'm watching the game. I'm just like, oh, Josh Hart bust out of his slump. Oh, Jose bust out of his slump. Oh, Clarkson bust out of his slump. Mikal, he just bust his ankle. He ain't bust out of nothing. Pause. So I'm just like, I'm just waiting. I was like, dog, you got some games to go. You got some games to get together to beat up on some bottom feeders, like I said, and get back into rhythm. And I hope you do, because we're gonna need you, man. We're gonna need you. You're too talented to be playing like this. Don't let this feels like, you know what this feels like, Ryan? This feels like caving to the New York pressure. That's what it feels like right now.
Yeah.
This feels like caving to this feels like the jersey is being too heavy for him right now. That's what it feels like right now. Especially when you're looking on ESPN and you're seeing Stephen A. Smith blaming Jalen Brunson for what Mikal Bridges is doing. Like, I mean, my bad. I meant, bruh. Like, what are we doing right now? You really blaming Jalen Brunson for Mikal Bridges right now? Like, bruh. Serious. It's bad. It's bad. I hope he gets together soon. So I don't know. Maybe B has to like talk to him some more, and I don't know. It's break the fast or something. I don't know, man.
Well, the good news is that the Knicks have one of the easiest schedules going, you know, to end the season. So hopefully, you know, against one of these bad teams that the Knicks have upcoming, he can find his groove back and, you know, get back to where he was early in the season. But damn, it's like, come on, man. you got to do better than how you perform, especially in a game where there's no Brunson. Like, come on.
Now the Brooklyn game though, he I feel like this is the last. I feel like the last time he had a good game, Ryan, was the Brooklyn game. I feel like that was. There's something about going back to the bridge and busting their ass. I feel like I'm gonna call it. I'm calling it. Mikal Bridges is scoring 20 against Brooklyn. I'm calling it, yo.
Well, dudes usually have motivation when they go against their old team, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. So hopefully, that game's on Friday, right? So hopefully he'll break out that game and we'll get the old Mikal Bridges back.
For sure. All right. Rest in peace to Muhammad Diarra's minutes. All right. And yeah, anything else you want to mention, man? I feel like everything else. I feel like I mentioned everything I wanted to. I want to see more. I want to see more Mitch. I want to see more Mitch Cat. I like the way Jose Alvarado shot the ball and pitched the pace. I like how OG was able to take advantage of Jose's playmaking and be able to be a bully out there. I like Josh Hart, pretty much damn near the best player when he plays like this. When he can shoot threes and pass and get steals. Like Josh Hart looks like unstoppable to me. He looks like a damn all-star. Yeah, I feel like I talked everything I wanted to talk about. Did you want to mention anything else?
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to clear up something right quick because I see Felicia in the chat. I'm not saying that Brunson is the cause of Bridges' lack of offensive production. I'm just saying that, without Brunson in the game, the Knicks are going to be playing a more flowing side of offense where the ball's going to be moving more and there's going to be more opportunities for guys to get the ball and shoot and score. That's all I'm trying to say. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying that Brunson is the cause of Bridges' problems offensively.
Exactly. All right. Salute to the chat. Shout out to Dan Lit, Knicks Nation, President Balls, Felicia Lee, the Predicate. You saw your boy Tyler out there today, right? Predicate. You got a couple assists in the three over there. He's like free at last. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Knicks Nation. Shout out to Cully 91. All right. Shout out to Glamour in the cut. I see you. Slow runner. Everybody rock with the KOT show. Yo, if you like this show, hit that like. Hit the subscribe. We here after every game talking that Knicks basketball. All right? Day and night and day. And shout out to my missing peoples out here. Shout out to Lee. Shout out to Ebony. Shout out to B, who's usually rocking with us. They'll be back here talking this basketball with us. All right. Now it's time for another part of the show, man. We got another little side little conversation that I want to get to real quick. I want to introduce my man. Okay, Mr. Fancy. Oh, wait a minute. My man said, I need to come on the KOT show off my new background. We got wait a minute now. Hold on. We got the animated analog NBA screen scroll in the background. We got the logo prominent over the head with the okay, Fritz. I see you. I see you.
Trying to keep up with you, bro.
Tax time came, so I'm upgrading the background. I feel you, bro. Got that extra bread.
But that tax money to good use.
Exactly. Absolutely. Upgrade you. I see you. Welcome, Fritz.
Hey, glad to be on.
Yeah, man. Mr. NBA Economy. So if you didn't know the name of the show, it's right there in the back of his head. It's the NBA Economy Show, where he talks about monies and trades for the most part. But this time he wants to talk about something else. Isn't that right, Fritz?
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about an upcoming vote on the expansion draft. So the NBA has 30 teams currently, and they're going to go to 32.
Ooh, is this a done deal? They're going to 32?
Once the vote happens, it'll be done deal. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Woo! 32 teams, extra teams to compete for a playoff spot. I have questions. How does that work out for the draft? If there's 32 teams, does that mean like there's like an extra spot for the first round, an extra spot for the second round. Like, how do you?
So this is two. So they're gonna add 2 teams at the same time.
Mm.
So it's gonna be. They're hoping 28, 29. So that summer. So they're gonna add two slots to the draft. Usually with those expansion teams, they give them like a set draft pick. Like it might be draft pick number 4, it might be 4 and 5, and they got to flip for it. But yeah, it's usually like they're not part of the lottery process. They're not going to get ping pong balls or anything. They're going to get like a set draft pick for that first year.
So they're gonna get a set first round pick in the lottery.
Yeah,
in the top 10. Woo!
Yeah.
Also, all those teams tanking. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope Indiana gets like 11, yo.
So
I swear, yo, I hope somebody gets screwed bad. I'll laugh over it. Wait,
Yeah,
who do you want to hold off? Side conversation. Who do you want to be screwed the most out of the draft this year? My vote goes Indiana.
Oh yeah. I don't want Indiana coming back with I don't want them to just tank and then come back next year as like top 2 in the East. No.
Yeah. Eat that Miles Turner loss. All right. I bet. All right, cool. Anything else you want to mention about the
So it does affect things. Like it's gonna affect how the Knicks move before that time. Because if we're gonna go by previous years, you usually have to protect eight players on your roster, and then they could pick from whoever you didn't protect on your roster. So like today, me and Lee went over an hour, kind of like over the expansion draft process, but it's very interesting. So like the Knicks are going to be very careful on like how they sign people and how many players they let available 2 years from now. And then so 2 years from now is when that expansion draft is going to happen.
Also, 2 years from now is when the expansion draft will happen. So, okay, 2 years from now, the expansion draft will happen. There will be players cut from each NBA team that'll be picked up.
No, like you can protect. You could protect a certain amount of players on your team, and then the expansion team could pick from who you didn't protect.
That is wild, yo. Damn.
So a lot has changed, like with the CBA since last time. So I think there's going to be some crazier moves than like what we've seen in the past.
So you're going to have your core 8. So
like what we've seen in the past, like a lot of teams sometimes don't protect their best players.
They're hoping
they're like, hey, if you want to take 50 million from me, take 50 million from me. Like I dare you. And it's kind of like it's kind of playing poker at sometimes. But you have to really worry about the people at the back of. So like the Tyler Kolicks,
right?
Who around that time getting a contract.
Contracts, right?
The Diawaras is what you have to worry about. So like a lot of those players you have to worry about, and then it may affect how you deal with them now. So
that's interesting. So it's like it's and what makes it wild is the CBA has made it harder to have deeper benches because of the cap and all the weird cap rules. So now you're making it even harder to have a deeper bench because if by some miracle you manage to have a deep bench because you negotiated all these contracts that line up at the same time, you just get picked off anyway, which is like damn.
Yeah, and the Knicks particularly, I think they have to worry about not only players like executives. Like this is like we love Brock Aller, but Brock Aller's what is his title? Assistant GM or something like this is like when your talent gets poached. These big teams who want to make a big, you know what I mean? You want to come out the gate hot.
Yeah, so you want to take the best of the best from every team.
Yeah.
So wait, damn, I don't like how you're making me scared from 2 years from now. I'll kick you off the show, bro. You're making me too scared after the win. I don't know about that. But this is a good conversation, man. That's something to keep an eye on. Damn, you made me more worried about the expansion. I didn't know you could pick teams from you. That you
so we had a whole conversation about an hour, me and Lee earlier today. So it's on an NBA economy show. I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about it as these things get announced, because some of these rules that they had before that people are saying are in concrete are going to change, because things have changed since last time. Like, we didn't have two-way players back in the day. There's a lot of things that have changed, so they're going to have to change some of these old rules. So there's going to be changes.
Cool. So right now, if I had to protect 8 players, that's a good question. If right now you have to protect 8 players, who would you protect? Brunson.
Yeah, definitely Brunson.
Brunson, Cat, OG.
I'm not protecting Josh Hart. I'm not. Because I don't think they would do it. Like, that's like kind of like the poker move. It's like, oh, I dare you to take Josh Hart, because he's not going to do anything for you.
I don't know. I might. Let's see.
Yeah, Brunson, Cat, OG.
Brunson, Cat, OG for sure off the gate. Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch.
Also, one weird thing about
Josh. Hold on.
Yeah,
Brunson, Cat, OG, Mitch, Josh.
You gonna protect Deuce?
Shaman. And Mo.
Yeah, gotta be Dior. Yeah, gotta be Dior. Like, I'm protecting Dior. I'm not gonna want Dior to the expansion team. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to protect Dior.
I was like, call Mo. All right. That's my 8. Right, that's my 8. Knicks Nation said Dior getting protected. All right, he with me. All right, I think Ryan G's with me too.
Facts.
All right, Fritz. What was you about to say?
No, I think there's some odd things. Like, you can't have, if you go into that summer with someone who's restricted, and you don't leave them protected, they could make them unrestricted.
Oh, damn.
So there's some weird things. Like, if some teams aren't careful, they can mess things up.
Got you. Interesting. All right. Good to know. Thank you, Mr. NBA Economy, giving us the ins and outs of the new rules to come. Very useful information. If you want to talk, if you're very curious about the ins and out of the NBA and the new rules and the CAF and all of that noise, definitely check out the NBA Economy show and check out the show between Fritz and Lee. I'm sure Fritz is about to put that in the chat so you can see it. Boom, put the link in the chat and go check out the NBA Economy show with Fritz and Lee Escobedo. All right, yo. Now it's time for another favorite parts of the show. Bruh picks are something stupid, dumb, idiotic that you want to point out and say it's stupid, dumb, and idiotic. All right. So Ryan, I brought this time.
Yeah, I do got a couple broad picks. He did mention it. We did mention one earlier in the show with Stephen A. Smith. He was definitely going to get a broad pick for that Jalen Brunson is blaming Jalen Brunson for the Mikal Bridges trade. It's like, even if Jalen Brunson wanted Mikal Bridges in New York, he's not the one who told Leon to give up five first-round picks to bring Bridges here. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that falls on Leon Rose's shoulders. That doesn't fall on Jalen Brunson's shoulders. Jalen Brunson don't have that much control over the organization to be like, yeah, get me Mikal Bridges and get him here at any cost. Like, he doesn't have that type of control. So it's like, for him to go blaming Jalen Brunson for that, like, that's a definite broad pick. Like, come on, B.
I agree. I definitely agree. I like this broad pick. Bro picks to all the fair weather fans counting this team out. That's for sure. Everybody was counting the team out after they lost to Dallas. Yeah, brother, y'all. Bruh. Don't trade the whole team. Bruh, all of y'all. All right. We here now, damn it. Time for the playoff push.
Facts. And my other bro pick goes to Josh Hart, because although he had a great performance tonight, during the after game interview,
oh my God,
he said something very, very suspect and had to pause himself.
No, Alan Hahn said.
Huh?
It was Alan Hahn said.
Nah, Josh Hart said something suspect too, because after Alan Hahn said what he had to say, like Josh Hart was like, he said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'm gonna fill in the hot tub."
Yes, that's what Alan Hahn said. Alan Hahn said, "Yo, Josh, you're gonna fill in the hot tub tonight." And he said,
"Oh yeah."
And Josh Hart said, "Pause."
Then Josh Hart was like, "I'm gonna fill in the hot tub tonight." Pause. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, my fault. The bro pick goes to Alan Hahn, but yeah, that was crazy. That, like,
not Alan. Bruh. Alan, don't take it personal.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like we still love you, Alan. We still love you, but that was crazy.
It's just jokes. It's just jokes. Don't take it personal. All right, yo. That's funny. I got a bro pick, yo. Okay. I got a bro pick. So, I respect players who play defense, and I respect players who give their all. They never give up on the play. And this player never gave up on the play. And ironically, this is why he's getting the bro. Okay. Bruh. Alex Caruso was playing versus the Magic today, the other game. In the second quarter, he loses his shoe, but decides to keep playing. Sees a Magic player driving to the lane with his left hand. Alex Caruso with shoe in hand, does not know what to do, attempts to play defense, and blocks the shot with his shoe. And pick because he got the defensive stop. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Bruh pick because he got a tech. Blocking the ball with his shoe. Bruh. I mean, you could have just chucked the shoe on the side and kept playing. You didn't have to. The only thing worse than that is maybe like throwing the shoe at the ball or something. That would have been. But yeah, bro picked the Alex Caruso. Yeah. All right, yo. All right. That's it. And I got another bro pick too. I already said this the last game. I just want to mention it again because I wasn't here. Bro pick to Draymond freaking Green. Okay. Bruh. I already said this before with B, but I'm gonna say it again. Draymond Green was talking all that smack to Cat the first time the Knicks played the Golden State Warriors in Golden State, tripped him up, was talking smack, and because Cat was saying, "Oh, you're a front runner, you wasn't talking smack when you were front runner, he wasn't talking smack when he was behind." And Draymond was like, "I was talking smack the whole time. Watch, I'm gonna see you in New York. Watch, I'll see you in New York." Golden State comes to New York. Draymond Green was available to play, and at the last minute, ducks the smoke. Bruh. Ends up being on the injured list, knowing damn well he was not injured. He did not have his buddy Stephen Curry to carry him like a damn backpack. He got scared because he's been training like trash and cheats ever since Stephen Curry sat down and ducked that smoke and did not want none of that. Pause. Cat. All right. Mother bro pick. I thought it was worth mentioning again. All right.
Draymond Green's a walking bro pick. Definitely.
For sure. All right, those are my bro picks for today. All right.
Yeah, I think that's it. Right for basketball, but outside of basketball, Jack Harlow definitely gets a bro pick. So
hey, my guy Phil, what up? Jack Harlow got a bro pick?
Yeah, he got a bro pick. He put out a new album. They said what has changed. He said his music got blacker, and the nicknames they were giving him on social media are ridiculous.
Can we say any of these nicknames on this program without being
Let me see. Let me see if I can find some nicknames.
Oh, I did. You know what? Yo, I did listen. I didn't listen to his album, but I heard snippets of it from a podcast, from Joe Budden podcast, and they was playing it, and it was like they was roasting him, yo. They was roasting him. They was kind of like it sounded like he got with an earthy chick and and started making coffee house music, and yeah, it was interesting. It's like
here's a few. Charlie Kirk Franklin, Brian McWhite. Stevie McWonderbread, Jay Dilla.
Oh god, that was funny.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of them. People start making lists.
Oh, internet's undefeated. Oh, yo, Kirkland Franklin is hilarious. I'm
That was crazy.
Oh man, yo! Shout out to Phil Ford who's happy that Mikal got 10 points today. He's happy, yeah, man. I guess
damn time.
Small steps,
double digits.
Small steps, I guess. All right, yo. That is the show. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back. We should be back talking about what's the next game. Next game is Friday.
Yeah, Friday against the Nets.
Friday against the Knicks. Next week we'll be talking about how the Knicks snapped up the Brooklyn Nets. All right, so be here or be square. All right, yo, Fritz, let me know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, you can find me in the comment section, moderating. Also, you can find me on Twitter, Fritz Handles, and also NBA Economy Show on YouTube.
Yo, Fritz God show me how to like do that. This guy tell me how to do that. Actually, fire. All right.
Facts.
Oh man, Ryan G. Let me know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN.
I messed up my beatbox. My bad. All right. You can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook as well. Also, iTunes, Google Play, all that noise and stuff like that. All right. Also, for my people watching on Twitter, because I seen it, y'all. All right, there's like 40 people here, and there's about there's like 70. There was like 60, 70 people watching on Twitter. For y'all 60, 70 people watching on Twitter, and you're rocking with us, come over to YouTube, chill with us. All right, we want to show you on the Jumbotron. Look, you make a comment, boo. Ooh, get you on the Jumbotron, and guess what? YouTube gets priority for on the Jumbotron. Okay, wow. So if you want to join the YouTube Jumbotron, come over here and subscribe to Knick of Time Show. We trying to get to 10K subscribers. Also, shout out to everybody who shares our stuff and helps get the word out. We appreciate y'all. There's a couple people who shared the show a couple of games ago. So I appreciate you guys who always share the show, who always donate. Donate, it helps keep the lights on and make everything look nice. All right. And pay these subscriptions because you ain't trying to come out of pocket. So we appreciate your support. All right. You're getting free shows, so help us keep the lights on. All right. That is the show. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Mercer out here in these streets. That's the show. We out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.